Every relationship hides a story, and every story carries pain. Welcome to Cheating Stories Insights, where truth bleeds through words. The suitcase was too neat, folded with care, shoes placed heel to toe, toiletries lined like soldiers. But it wasn't the packing that made my chest tighten. It was the ticket, tucked just beneath the zipper, peeking like a guilty secret that wanted to be found. One name, one city, one hotel. His city, his name, her ex. The air thickened, heavy with unspoken things. She didn't notice me standing in the doorway. Or maybe she did, and thought silence would save her. I looked at the suitcase, then at her. And in a voice that wasn't mine anymore, too calm, too stripped of warmth, I said two words: "Don't go." She froze. At first I wanted to believe it was work, that the sudden trip, the excuse about needing space, was nothing more than the stress she claimed pressed on her chest. But denial only delays the cut. It doesn't dull it. Her phone was careless. Notifications left open. Threads of conversation saved without thought. And in those threads, his name appeared like a recurring shadow. I read them all. Slowly, methodically. I miss the way you made me feel. Just us, no responsibilities. Remember the cabin? Every message was another nail, another quiet betrayal. But I said nothing. I played my part, the doting husband, the silent companion. Because rage spoken too soon is wasted. Rage controlled is lethal. The nights stretched long. She'd lie beside me, pretending to sleep, her breathing staged, her phone screen flashing against the dark sheets. I watched her fingers move under the covers, typing words that weren't for me. My chest burned, but my face never moved. At work, I buried myself in silence. Not in distraction, no, in calculation. Patterns of flights, dates, receipts. Every fragment of evidence I collected. Every corner of her deception I mapped. I learned the shape of her betrayal better than I had ever learned her touch. The ticket confirmed what the messages suggested. Same hotel where they used to stay years ago. Romantic, nostalgic, almost poetic, if betrayal could be poetry. I waited, watched her fold the dress she wore on our anniversary into the suitcase, watched her rehearse lies in front of the mirror, watched her hesitate at the door as though part of her knew that everything was about to end. She never noticed how still I was, how quiet. That quiet wasn't emptiness, it was the storm arranging itself. When she finally turned to face me, lips parting to deliver whatever rehearsed excuse she had prepared, I didn't raise my voice, I didn't accuse, I didn't beg. I just said it again, softly this time, like a sentence already carved into stone. Don't go. Her mouth trembled, the mask slipped. For a moment, she looked like a child caught stealing. But then pride lifted her chin. "I don't know what you think you know," she whispered. I smiled without warmth. I know enough. I didn't need to show her the screenshots, the printouts, the hotel confirmation I had already intercepted in her email. The silence between us screamed it louder than words ever could. The hours after that were a blur of precision. I didn't lock her inside. I didn't touch her suitcase. I didn't force a confrontation she could later twist into a story of cruelty. I simply disappeared. First from the bedroom, then from the house, then from her life. She left for her trip anyway, clinging to her denial, perhaps convincing herself I didn't really know. But when she returned, days later, smelling of perfume that wasn't hers, laughter still clinging to her hair, what greeted her wasn't the man she betrayed. It was absence. Locks changed, accounts closed. My silence wrapped around her like iron. I didn't rage when she called me frantic. I didn't answer when she begged through the door. I didn't speak when her messages turned from defensive to pleading to broken. She had expected me to fight, to shout, to cry. She wanted the drama of a man undone. But I gave her nothing. Nothing cuts deeper than nothing. 3 weeks later, she showed up at my office, face pale, eyes tired. Her bravado had drained away, leaving only desperation. "I just need you to co-sign," she whispered, sliding papers across the desk. "The lease. They won't approve me alone." I looked at the papers. Her hand trembled against the pen. For a long moment, I let the silence stretch. The weight of everything unsaid pressed down on her. Then I pushed the papers back. Calm, steady, final. No. Her lips parted, confusion flickering into panic. "You can't just—" But I already had. She reached for my arm. I leaned back, cold eyes fixed on hers. And for the first time, she saw it. The emptiness where my love used to be. That was the moment her strength collapsed. Tears came then, too late, too meaningless. She tried to explain, to justify, to rewrite what had already been written. I listened to none of it. Her words slid off me like rain against glass. When she finally stopped, silence returned. I stood, walked past her without another glance, and left her sitting in the wreckage of her own choices. There was no revenge more complete than my absence. No punishment sharper than my refusal to save her. Now the house is quiet. Empty, yes, but not hollow. I am no longer waiting, no longer calculating, no longer hers. She thought she could shatter me with betrayal, but she mistook my silence for weakness. Silence was the blade I held behind my back, and when I finally drew it,